and welcome to this week's episode of the Real Country File. If you're watching this in real time, then I hope you've got some good plans to keep cool for tomorrow. I believe it's going to be the hottest day of the year. I was certainly quite warm when I went to visit Market Drayton Livestock Market earlier in the week, so you can see more about that in the programme later on. Stephen also has a chat with somebody who's unfortunately contracted Lyme disease, so you can hear more about his story. But first of all, Olly gives us an update on his harvest.
Right, remember 2 weeks ago I was showing you where we had some spring barley after we'd sown after we'd harvested some winter barley. Can't even talk this morning. Anyway, this is it now. So the field is now looking green. It is now a good, 6 inches tall. It's relatively clean. Pigeons haven't cleaned up all the winter barley. I think if we get some rain this week, we will put some liquid fertiliser on it. If we don't get any rain, there's no point, because I don't think they'll have enough water to take it up and use it. But it's looking pretty good. Anyone want to guess the date that it might be combined at, perhaps? My guess is late September, early October, but what do you think? Let us know in the comments anyway. But that's just a quick update of this. We've been getting through some of the other harvest. We've finished all our winter barley, all Bill and Joe's winter barley we cut for, and we've also started some rape. Nothing is breaking any records yet. Average at best, most of the yield so far. Really, really dry, hoping for some rain on Wednesday. The wheat, we could probably start cutting that now because it's died, so not good at all. And extreme temperatures coming on Tuesday, but I don't know what the weather's been like with you. Let us know, but we've certainly had nothing really all week. This is a field of wheat next to where the summer barley's growing, and it is looking pretty ripe. I reckon next week we can cut that. I've just thrashed a sample by hand, and luckily it doesn't look too shriveled up at the moment, which I'm pretty pleased about, because I was expecting it to be sort of shriveled to nothing. But yeah, not long off now for harvest. Nice bold grain at the moment.
Tomorrow at Market Drayton Livestock Market, there's a Pedigree Holstein Friesian sale. So I've come to a local dairy farm who has some cows entered into the show and the sale, just to have a look at how they get things ready. We've got Ryan and Emmy in the farmyard here, and we've got is it six
second
cows?
calvers.
Right.
All entered for the show and sale tomorrow. We try and support the show and sale as much as we can, and I feel like we've got 6 good quality animals that are ready to find new homes, all giving a good amount of milk, averaging probably 40-45 litres, so yeah, fingers crossed.
So in advance of loading them up in the trailer, how do you get them ready? Is it just give them a bath, or what happens?
So we've just nipped over the rudders and the tails just with a set of clippers, just to show, they're just nice and hygienic, ready for the parlour, and then just give them a quick wash off, and get them ready for tomorrow. They're pretty clean now, but they need just going over again, to be honest. So
Very good. Oh well, best of luck, and we'll see what happens in the morning.
Cheers, thank you.
Well, it's the morning of the show day now. There's just the last little bit of sprucing up to do, a bit of washing down and preparation before the judge comes along to look at the cows for the show at the start of the event today. He'll pick a handful of the best ones out. They'll go in the show ring for the competition, and then after that the sale will actually start. Okay, so I'm just here with Kevin actually, and we're just having a look at the judging going on. So just Kevin, explain what's happening now.
So the judge is now he's gone out, and his first look around, he's picked out 3 heifers that have caught his eye. So he's now brought them into the ring to have a proper good look at them, to see them walking around, so to make sure that they walk properly, because when they're stood in the pens you can't see if they're able to walk. So sometimes you can have a cow that looks perfect in the stall, but when she comes out of the stall, she can throw her legs around and fall over. So that's why he's picked out his couple of animals that caught his eye. So then when he gets them in the ring, he'll be looking for an overall balance. So one of the most important things on a cow is her udder, because obviously that's where all the milk comes from.
Right, so we're just having a look through this. We've got a show programme catalogue here with us, and a number of bits of information here to explain the background of each cow. So if we look here first at the browns and from the Bidlia herd, so just explain a little bit about this information here.
Lot 22, the name, the prefix from Ray Brown and Partners is the Bidley herd. And the daughter in question is Bidley Grazy Fay the second, and then through the milk recording and the details of its previous mothers and grandmother enables you to do a predicted lifetime index value of £179, and its classification is G77. This one is the second calver. First lactation gave 6,210 litres in 293 days, 4.35% butter fat, 3.28 protein, and she's been sold today giving 34 kilos of milk.
On the TV4 area now at 25.50, at 25.50 bid, at 25.50, at 25.50 bid and at 25.50, at 25.50 bid and at 25.50. I'll take 6 to move on there. At 25.50 bid and at 25.50. At 25, you're bringing off then, are you? At 25.50 then, at 25.50, supposed to get a bit more than this, then at 25.50, she's on the market, then you have you out there at 25.56. 2006, 2006, 2006, 2006 bid now, at 2006, another 50 again, may I? At 2006 then, well you're out there at 2006 then, she'll go then, and so this time then, at 2006, sir. Now you're 2006, thank you.
Well, there we are, £2,600 for the prize-winning cow. Was that a fair price, do you think? Would you have paid any more, or was it a bargain? Let us know in the comments what your thoughts are. I've just actually moved over to the sheep section now, and just going to have a chat with Mark Jones, who's one of the auctioneers here at the livestock market. So Mark, just tell us very briefly, why should farmers come to use a livestock market rather than selling direct?
Well, I suppose farmers, when they come to market, they're putting their stock in front of between 8 to 10 fat buyers in our sheep section or our fat cattle section, and even more buyers for stores and calves, so it opens up to a lot of competitive bidding and it helps to get a better price.
And obviously farming can be quite an isolated industry, isn't it, as well, so it must be very good for farmers to get together at events like these.
Yeah, for sure, there's a big social aspect to livestock markets. As you know, farming can be quite isolated, but the farmers can come down here regardless whether they've got stock to sell or not, and they can meet, have a cup of tea, chew the fat with their mates, and it does them good to get out. We've got shops in the rural hub there, corn merchants, mechanics, things like that, so they can do a bit of business otherwise as bringing stock in.
And what have you been selling today?
I've sold the sheep today.
And what's trade been like so far?
Trade has been okay, very respectable for the show that we had in. It is slightly back on the week. Obviously we had the big Kabaddi festival last week, which there's a lot of sheep out, and this week is there's a lot less numbers forward, and trade has just dropped back a bit, but good meated lambs are still selling very well.
So Ryan, we've just finished watching your cows being sold, so how are you feeling now?
Yeah, feeling very happy, glad we come. Yeah, it's a good day, very good day.
Now, we've been fortunate enough to have had another Tractor Cab Challenge video sent in to us, this time by Derby YFC. Looks like they had a great time making it, but we again just want to reiterate that the participants in the Tractor Cab Challenge video, please could they be proper signed up members of a Young Farmers Club. I think they are getting smaller and smaller every week, but let's see how they get on.
We've come along to this absolutely beautiful part of the world here in Lancashire, and Dan, you've got a story that a lot of people need to know about, haven't you? In particular, something that happened to you over 12 months ago now, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. I've had a rough 12 months, you might say. It started off our shearing contract shearer last year in mid shearing through summer, and I was just getting going, doing some good big numbers with another fellow shearer. It was a nice round and we're enjoying it. Just got really into it really, and then I had a bit of a disaster, a bit unlucky. I had this rash appear on my arm, and I thought, I just brushed it off, thought note of it, thought, oh, it must be ringworm. We're living on a farm and, you know, being around cattle and such like.
And is that something you'd had before, ringworm, or you'd seen it on other people?
I've seen it on other people, and it's always been very flared up and obvious round circle shape. And I've had it. I think I've had it before as a kid, you know. So since with cattle, I thought note of it. I'd noticed as I was shearing, my hand had started stiffening up, the hand that holds the handpiece, and I just thought that's a bit odd. Anyway, talked to lads who've done it for many a year. They just said, oh, it'll be carpal tunnel, just your tendons not used to it, and just a bit of spasming. It's not to worry about. So I brushed it under the carpet, carried on shearing, big days, and so on. And then all of a sudden, it was like getting excruciating painful.
So that was just in your hand?
Yeah, just in my hand at the time, yeah.
Right.
And then I felt it in my other hand a little bit, and I thought, this isn't adding up.
No.
And the last straw where I was shearing one day, and I just felt like I'd just come back off young farmers do, having 5 pints. I'd like gone all lazy and didn't feel it right in myself. So I thought, right, and I stopped. And I went straight to hospital the day after, and I got tested for Lyme disease through a blood test, and through the NHS I come back clear with no sign. However, since I had the rash, they put me on doxycycline, an antibiotic, for 6 weeks. After I'd had that, I'd still, long story short, I haven't mended yet, but a lot of it's because I didn't catch it soon enough.
Right. So you went and they said no, they gave you some other antibiotics, but then you found out later with further investigations that you carried out yourself, privately through healthcare, that actually you did have Lyme disease.
Yeah.
And that kind of made a lot of sense to you then with what was going on.
Yeah. I went down to Hertfordshire in End to seek private medical help, and like I say, it's just been a roller coaster since there. But what I'm saying is, you have these off days, but the main factors are your joints suffer greatly with it, and you know, like your hands and your knees, and you just feel very tired all the time, and there's no day the same. But you also get a very bad fog in your brain and like double vision, and I wouldn't want to see anyone else suffering, you know, or experiencing Lyme disease. And that's why I can't express enough the key factors of spotting this disease early, by looking for that rash or any sort of a tick bite. Tick don't have to be on for any more than a second, as long as it's bit you.
Did you see the tick?
I'd never saw the tick.
Right. So, but you know they were about, but you didn't even see it.
Yeah.
So if people have been bitten and they have this kind of rash, you really need to say to your doctor, I work with sheep, with cows, with livestock, I'm out in the fields.
Yeah.
Because it can be like 3 days or 30 days afterwards, can't it?
Definitely. It's like you say, the what I thought was ringworm, which were the Lyme disease, that had gone, and it were weeks after before I experienced any like wear on my body, or you know, or lacking in strength and such like. So like you say, you've got to get it early. That's a whole key point and key factor and message we're trying to get out. Like you say, we've got to get it out there that this is something easily misguided and misunderstood through hospitals and such like, because it's not well known.
And we're 12 months on now. and if you're out this, you're still not driving.
Yeah, 12 months.
Yeah.
I live on a farm and I'm finding it hard work because I'm hearing quad bike going outside and such like, but there's many a day and I can't go out and do anything because how my head is and how my joints and pain I'm in. So I've gone a strict diet now and gluten free and all sugar free and whatnot, and sadly no alcohol, just to try and get shut of it. And fingers crossed, but yeah,
you are having some good weeks.
Yeah,
there's a bit of positivity there. It's just a long job.
You have your, like you say, you have good days and bad, but hopefully we doing will come right over time. A lot of young lads like myself, we think, oh, if we just get battered and bruised and carry on, and think note of it and put it at the back of your mind. Well, this is something. If you do that, it's going to cost you greatly, and that's why it's so critical that you take your body and your health seriously, because it's health is wealth, as they say, and it completely is.
Well, yeah. Dan, I really appreciate you telling me your story so honestly. The Real Country File, we'll get this out to as many people as we can, and I wish you a speedy recovery, mate. I hope I'm coming back in 6 months and maybe seeing you throwing a few sheep around. That'll be grand.
That's it, yeah. But just one last great quick thing: you don't have to have a bite mark either on your arm. You can be bit by a tick and still be past Lyme disease, but not show the marking on your arm. So, like you say, you've got to be vigilant.
Just keep mentioning it. Well, thanks for your time, Dan. I really appreciate it.
Well, that's it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode. Please like, share and put any information in the comments. We do always enjoy reading those. So look forward to seeing you next week.